Focusing on the breath. Take some nice deep inhales through your nose. Let out some long, slow exhales through the mouth. But you take that nice deep inhale through the nose, maybe cultivate that little snoring sound at the back of the throat. And as you exhale through the mouth, that little sound. And as you do, listening to the breath, maybe allow your exhale to last a little longer than the inhale. And you let the exhale last a little longer than the inhale next time you inhale. Just completely fill the lungs. But the next time you exhale, maybe exhale through the nose. See if we can keep that same little sound at the back of the throat. And as you do, just allow your body and mind to relax into the moment. Maybe take this moment to form your sankalpa, your intention. Maybe a positive intention for your practice. Maybe a positive intention for the rest of your day. But now as you prepare to combine movement with your breath, let's slowly bring the hands to the heart center to Anjali Mudra. And as you empty the lungs on the next inhale, allow the fingertips to rise to the sky. And as you begin to exhale, let the fingertips move towards the front. And as you push the belly forward, keep the shoulder blades down the back. Keep extending out to the crown of your head. Let those little spider fingers walk forward. But on your next exhale, let's walk those hands over to the left. And as you do, see if maybe we can keep the shoulders parallel to the earth. Keep both sitting bones firmly grounded. And as you do, allow the center of your chest to move towards the left knee. Focus on the breath. Go there and relax, man. Notice how your body feels. But as you prepare to change, let's walk those hands back around to the center. And as you begin to exhale, let's cruise on over to the right. But as you cruise on over to the right, shoulder blades down the back, allow your spine to be long. Keep both sitting bones grounded. Go there and relax. Maybe ease out to where your edge is today. And just notice how that feels, man. As you focus on your breath on that next inhale, let's let the hands walk around to the front. As those hands ease back towards the front, let's start to walk them back. And as you ground the palms into the mat back there with Gemma. Oh, Jim. Yes, ma'am. Push the belly forward, let the head and shoulders rip back. And as you do, focusing on the breath, notice how your body feels. As you notice how your body feels, just let the body and mind relax. Push the belly forward, allow the chest to open. As you allow the chest to open, let those ribs expand. Relax into the posture. But now as you begin to inhale, as you come forward, leave the right hand behind the back. Bring the left hand across the right knee. Extend up to the crown of your head. And as you inhale, allow the crown of the head to rise. On the exhale, maybe see a little bit more over that right shoulder. Go there and relax, man. Notice how that feels. But as you go there and relax on the next inhale, let's allow the right hand to float up. Try to touch the ceiling with the tips of the fingers. But as you begin to exhale, let that right hand drift on over. Maybe look up to the palm of the hand. Keep extending out to the tips of the fingers. Maybe that right arm drifts back a little. Maybe that left shoulder drifts a little forward. Keep both sitting bones grounded. But as you take that inhale, letting that right hand float up. As you exhale, bringing the hands around to the front. Let that left hand ease behind the back. Right hand across the left knee. But as you inhale, extending up to the crown of the head. Allow the crown of the head to be directly over the sitting bones. Keep both sitting bones firmly grounded. And as you relax into that gentle rotation, just maybe on your next inhale, maybe allow that left hand to rise. And as you try to touch the ceiling, on that exhale, let that left hand drift on over. And as you look up to the palm of the left hand, maybe that left arm drifts back a little. Go there and relax. Keep extending out to the fingertips. And just notice how that feels. Breathe into any tightness or tension. And when you exhale, allow the muscles to relax. But as you inhale that hand up, let's bring them around towards the front. And as you walk the hand forward, come into that tabletop position. As you come into that tabletop, what we're going to do from here, take a nice deep breath. As you exhale, go ahead and bring the hips to the heels, forehead to the mat. Press the fingers forward. And as the forehead hits the mat, inhale as we float up. But as you allow the chest to come forward, hips to the mat, look to the sky, roll back the shoulders. And as you exhale those hips back to the heels, let's move in slow motion. Nice and slow. As you inhale, floating back up. When that chest comes forward, hips to the mat, get a good extension of the spine. And as you exhale, hips to the heels, just move with your breath, man. But as you inhale, floating back up, when you look to the sky, just maybe this time ground your toes into the mat. And as you exhale, allow the hips to rise. Ground through the base of the fingers. Maybe slowly paddle the feet. But as you slowly paddle the feet, maybe allow your hips to move from left to right. But as maybe you bring that paddling the feet to a close, just come onto the balls of the feet. Push your belly to the thighs, chest to the knees. And on that next exhale, let the heels sink towards the mat. Let the head sink a little more between the arms. Look back towards your navel. Keep rounding to the base of the fingers. But as you look to the hands, let's walk your feet towards the front of the mat. Keep your hands down low. And as you do, from there, someone forgot to turn the ringer off. And you go there and relax. Notice how your body feels. Maybe hook the opposite elbow with the opposite hand. Relax the head, neck, and face. And maybe gently sway from left to right. Let the outsides of your feet run parallel. Make sure we're not grounding through the toes. As you bring that swaying motion to a close, take a deep inhale. As you exhale the hands to the mat, maybe straighten the legs. And on that next inhale, let's just slowly begin to rise. Fingertips rising up to the sky. Get that back bend to the top. Exhale the hands to the side, palms forward. And let's just take a deep breath. Slow down to exhale. As you inhale the arms up and back. Exhale and fold. Bending at the hips. Ground the palms into the mat. But as you inhale to lengthen out the spine. Man, slowly exhale and release. Step with the right foot. And as you do, maybe let the right knee come to the mat. Once that right knee comes down, let's walk the left foot forward. Hands to the left knee, shoulders over the hips. And you prepare to let those fingertips rise to the sky. Maybe those hands drift back. Maybe the pelvis comes a little closer to the mat. Look forward and slightly up. Let the pelvis keep sinking to the mat. Keep focusing on your breath. But as you take a deep inhale, on that exhale, release the hands towards the mat. And as you come onto the toes of the right foot, let's step that left foot back. And you come to that high plank. Let's exhale down, knees, chin, chest. And as you do, fingertips in line with the shoulders. Inhale up to center. Exhale and release down. Inhale up, chin to the right shoulder. Slowly release. Inhale back to center. Keep your elbows tight. And as you release down, as you float back up, chin to the left shoulder. Slowly release. But as you inhale to the center, shoulder blades down the back. Maybe let those hands begin to hover. As you go there to relax, take a deep inhale. And as you exhale, let the chest come to the mat. Push to that tabletop. Ground the toes. Allow your hips to rise. Keep rounding to the base of your fingers. And as you look back towards your navel, belly to the thighs, chest to the knees. Go there and relax. Keep noticing how your body feels. Maybe get a straight line from the tailbone to the fingertips. But as we look up to the hands, let's slightly bend the knees. Let's step the right foot to the right hand. Nice and slow. And as you allow the left foot to follow, lengthen out the spine. Exhale and release. As you inhale, rising up, maybe one vertebra at a time. Fingertips rising to the sky. Exhale the hands to the side. Allow the palms to face forward. And you take them arms up and back. Exhale as you slowly begin to fold. And you allow the palms to ground into the mat. Inhale. Slowly exhale to release. And as we step with the left foot, step as far as the legs are long. Bring the left knee to the mat, and then let's walk that right foot forward. Get a little distance between the knee and the feet. And you bring the hands to the right knee, shoulders over the hips, fingertips to the sky. Allow the arms to drift back. Look forward and slightly up. Pelvis sinking to the mat. Listen to the breath, man. Rock on. And you go to your edge and relax. Maybe back off a little. Let's take a deep breath. As you slowly begin to exhale, palms to the mat, come onto the toes of the left foot. Step the right foot back. And as you exhale down, knees, chin, chest. Bring the hands by the hips. Ground the palms into the mat. And on your next inhale, let's allow the right foot to rise. Let the right knee float up. Extend back to the tips of the toes. Try to keep the right hip towards the mat. Go there and relax. Maybe there's no bend of the knee. But as you take a deep inhale, on that exhale, release the right leg down. And as you do, let's allow the left foot to rise. Extend back to the tips of the toes. Keep the palms firmly grounded. Maybe keep your left hip towards the mat. Keep focused on the breath. And with no bend in the knees, let's take a deep inhale. On that next exhale, release that left leg down. Bring the hands underneath the shoulders. As we push up towards that tabletop, grounding the toes, allow the hips to rise. And then come back towards that downward facing dog position. Focus on the breath. Enjoy the effects of that gentle inversion. Head below the heart. And as you look towards the navel, what we're going to do from here, just slowly begin to look up to the hands. And you step the left foot. Let that left knee come to the chest, left foot to the left hand. Let's allow the right foot to follow. Lengthen the spine. Exhale and slowly release. As you inhale, rising up. Gentle back bend at the top. Exhale the hands to the side, palms forward. As you take that breath, let the arms float back up. Exhale as you slowly begin to fold. And you let the palms hit the mat. Once again, inhale. But then when you exhale to release, step with the right foot. And this time as you bring that right knee to the mat, let's go ahead now. Let's walk the hands back, straighten out that left leg. Pull the toes towards the knee. And as you try to pull that pinky toe in a little closer, extend out to the crown of the head. But if it's in your practice, maybe those hands come to the heart center. And try not to let the spine round. Allow the chest to come forward. Go to where your edge is today. Keep your neck in line with the rest of the spine. Go there and focus on your breath. Notice how your body feels. And as we take a deep inhale, on that next exhale, release the hand. Let's drift back forward. As you come onto the toes of the left foot, step the right foot, step the left foot back. And as you come down now, knees, chin, chest. As you come on from knees, chin, chest, focusing on the breath, let the hands come to the side. Let the palms face into the floor. And on your next inhale, let's allow both feet to float up. Let your chest begin to hover. And as you take those hands out to about a 45-degree angle, maybe about a 47, let the hands rise above the shoulders. Take flight. Focus on the breath. Extend back to the tips of the toes. Maybe extend out to the tips of the fingers. Listen to the breath. But as you change, nice and slow, let's let the hands come back underneath the shoulders. And as you push toward that tabletop, nice and slow from there, Let's just go ahead now, ground the toes into the mat. Allow your hips to rise. Let's see if we can look like an inverted V. As you ground to the base of the fingers, just maybe ground a little more firmly to the base of your index fingers. Maybe take a little pressure off the wrist. Relax into the moment. But as you look to the hands, let's slightly bend the knees. Let's step that right foot to the right hand. As you allow the left foot to follow, lengthen out the spine. Exhale as you release. When you inhale, rising up, gentle back bend at the top. Exhale the hands to the side, palms forward. When you take them arms up and back, exhale and fold. Then we're going to ground the palms into the mat, but try to keep your spine long. Inhale. But as you exhale to release, nice and slow. This time we're going to step back with the left foot. But as you step back as far as the legs are long, bring the left knee to the mat. Walk the hands back. Maybe straighten that right leg. Toes coming to the knee. Extend out to the crown of the head. Maybe pull that pinky toe in a little closer. And as you extend to the crown of the head, maybe allow that chest to come out a little closer to the knee. Face kind of looking towards the foot. And to continue your practice, maybe hands to the heart center. Go there and relax. Keep listening to your breath. Keep noticing how that feels. And as you go there and relax into the moment, taking a nice deep inhale. On that next exhale, let the hands come to the mat. And as we slowly drift back forward, step the right foot back. But this time, when you come to that tabletop, let's walk the hands back. Let's sit upon the heels. And we're going to have an active motion here. So what we're going to do now, as you inhale, come up onto the knees, take the hands up and back. But as you exhale, coming forward, bring the hands to the lower back, hips to the heels, forehead to the mat. And as you inhale, rising up, move with your breath. Get that gentle back bend to the top. Exhale and fold. As those hands come to the lower back, hips to the heels, move in slow motion. And as you float back up, get that back bend to the top. Look up to the sky. As you come back forward, noticing how that feels in your body. This time when the hips hit the heels, forehead to the mat, let's just take a deep breath. Take a quick pause. And as you do, let's release the hands. Let those hands come to the side. Walk the hands forward. And as the hips come to the mat, look to the sky. Ground the toes. As you walk the hands forward, grounding the toes, let the hips rise to the ceiling. Focus on your breath. Notice how your body feels. And as you do, let's just look up to the hands. Let's slightly bend the knees. Let's step the left foot right on up to the left hand. Let's allow the right foot to follow. And as you lengthen the spine, exhale and release. As we slowly begin to float up, nice and slow, get that back bend to the top. We're going to exhale the hands to the side, palms forward. And as you do, maybe bring the hands to the hips. Walk the feet out about hip width apart. Turn the toes slightly in. Let the outsides of the feet run parallel. And as you inhale, the elbows meet behind the back, maybe. Exhale, coming forward. As you bend at the hips, keep the spine long. Let's come about halfway. Push the belly down, let the tailbone turn up. And as you take a deep inhale, on that exhale, keep the spine long, release the hands. Hook the big toes with the middle and index fingers. And as you push the belly down, shoulder blades down the back. Let the spine be long. And on the next exhale, begin to gently bend them elbows. Keep the spine long. Go there and relax. Keep extending out to the crown of the head. Maybe gently rolling the weight out to the balls of the feet. Go there and relax, man. And then maybe ease out to where your age may be today. What we're going to do from here, take a really deep breath. As you begin to exhale, release the hands, bend the knees, place the hands under the feet, maybe palms up. Allow the toes come to the crease of the wrist, and dig this. Bend those knees enough to make a strong chest-to-knee connection. And when you make that connection, on the next inhale, Man, let's slowly straighten the legs. Keep the chest on the knees. And if it starts to come away, that's where your edge is today. And then legs might get straight, maybe not. And that's okay. Listen to the breath. Allow the body and mind to relax. Go into where your edge may be today. Let's just focus on that breath and take that deep inhale. And as you do, when you exhale, maybe bend those knees, release the hands. And then on your next inhale, let's slowly rise up. Hands come to the side, palms back forward. And as you go there and relax, take that deep breath. Slow down that exhale. As you bring them arms up and back. Exhale as you bend at the hips, let the palms ground into the mat. And as you do, inhale. But as you exhale to release, stepping back with the right foot. Man, dig it. Let's ground the right knee into right heel into the mat. But let's walk that left foot forward. You can walk that left foot forward, take the knee out over the ankle. Internally rotate the right thigh, get the hips back between the feet. But as you rise up in slow motion, Virabhadrasana 1. Arms by the ears, pelvis sinking to the mat. Press to the back side of the left foot, and let that right hip come forward. Let the shoulders be directly over the hips. Arms maybe a little behind the ears. Try not to ground to the toes. As you listen to the breath, on the next inhale, straighten that left leg. As you exhale, coming forward, maybe the hands come to the side, palms to the sky. Get those hips parallel to the earth. Keep the spine long. Hands above the hips and not grounding to the toes. Let the chest come towards the knee, face towards the foot. Go to where your edge may be today. But as you prepare to change, coming back up, Virabhadrasana 1. And as you exhale, palms to the mat. Step the left foot back. And as you do, coming on down maybe to Chaturanga. As you come down nice and slow, float to that upper dog. Roll back the shoulders. And as you exhale, align the hips to rise. Let's move in slow motion. Now just maybe the hands are no wider than shoulder width apart. Straight line from the tailbone to the fingertips. And as we look towards the navel, what we're going to do from here, let's go ahead and take the right foot to the ceiling. As you take the right foot to the ceiling, trying to touch the ceiling with the heel. From here, exhale the right knee to the chest. Right foot on up by the right hand. Allow the left foot to follow. Lengthen the spine. Exhale and release. As you inhale, rising up. Gentle back bend at the top. Hands to the side, palms forward. Take that breath. Slowing down the exhale. Inhale the arms up and back. Exhale as we begin to fold. As you keep your spine long, palms grounding into the mat. Inhale. Exhale and release. Step with the left foot. As you do, ground the left heel into the mat. Visualize the 2x4 run down the center of the mat. Walk the right foot forward. Pelvis sinking to the mat. As you rise, warrior 1. Keep that knee out over the ankle. Press to the back side of the left foot. Arms maybe a little behind the ears. Maybe those pinkies turn in a little. Let the left hip come forward, right hip back. Focus on your breath. And with the chest and shoulders parallel to the front of the mat, take a deep inhale. Straighten that right leg. Exhale, lead with the chest. Center of the chest to the knee. Face towards the foot. Allow the hands to rise above the hips. Go there and listen to your body. Listen to your breath. Keep extending out to the crown of the head. And just notice how that feels. Rock on, man. Now as you focus on the breath on that next inhale, right knee over the right ankle, let the fingertips rise. And as you exhale, palms to the mat, step the right foot back, work your way to Chaturanga, maybe to the tops of the feet, float to that upper dog, roll the shoulders. As you exhale, allow the hips to rise. Go down and get that straight line from the tailbone to the fingertips. Enjoy the effects of that gentle inversion. Head below the heart. As you relax into the posture, on the next inhale, take that left foot straight up to the sky. And as you do, on the next exhale, left knee to the chest, left foot to the left hand. Let's allow the right foot to follow. And as you lengthen the spine, exhale and release. As you rise up, that back bend at the top. As you exhale, the hands to the side, palms forward. Take a deep breath. Slow down that exhale. And what we're going to do from here, we're going to come into a balancing posture. And do this. Sometimes the wall and the rail might be our friend. Sometimes maybe not. But you feel all four corners of each foot. Maybe let the right foot come to the ball of the foot. Maybe that knee drifts to the side. Maybe the heel comes to the ankle. Maybe inside the calf. Maybe the inner thigh. Maybe the hands come to the heart center. Maybe let them toes rise up. Maybe the fingertips come to the sky. Go there and relax. Sometimes the balancing gods are our friends, sometimes not. As those fingertips rise up to the sky, keep your gaze focused. And as you prepare to change, release the hands, release the foot. Balancing gods ain't my friend today. Maybe they will be on the opposite side. So as you let that foot fall to the ball of the foot, knee out to the side, heel coming to the ankle, maybe to the inner calf. And as you do, hands to the heart center. Maybe let your tree grow. Make sure that foot ain't on the knee. And just keep your gaze focused. Keep slowing down that exhale. As we prepare to change, releasing that foot to the mat, hands to the side. Rock on. So now take your arms up and back. But this time when you exhale and fold, you're just going to let the palms come to the mat. Inhale. Exhale and release. And you step back. From here, come to that high plank. Let's just release down to the knees. Let's kind of crawl towards the front of the mat. And as you do, cross the ankles and shins behind the back. Allow the feet to come forward. And as the feet come forward, get the feet flat across the bottom. Shoulder blades down the back. Allow the crown of your head to rise. And as you press out to the heels, just relax into the posture. Focus on the breath. But from here, let the arms float up parallel to the earth, palms to the sky, and knees towards the back, nice and slow. When that back hits the mat, take a deep breath. Slow down the exhale. But then, let's let the heels kind of walk in towards the glutes. And as they do, keep the soles of the feet grounded into the mat. And on that next inhale, take the right foot to the sky. As you exhale, bending that right knee, go ahead and place that right foot onto the left knee. Let that knee come in that little divot between the heel and the ankle. And as you take your hands up, place your right hand in between the thighs. And as you do, let that left knee come up. Maybe lace your hands around the shin, maybe around the thigh, around the hamstrings. And as you do, pull the toes of both feet back towards the knees. And let your chest come out towards that right foot. Focus on the breath. Go there and relax, man. And as you do come into this modified pigeon, just notice how that feels. Keep slowing down the exhale. And as we slowly begin preparing to change, on the next inhale, let's go ahead and just release the hands. Let that right foot float up. Let the left foot come on back down to the mat. And as you release the right heel down by the left, on the next inhale, let the left foot rise. As you bend that left knee, left foot onto the right knee. Now as you do, pull the toes of both feet towards the knees, let the right knee rise. As you throw that left arm through, interlace the fingers. Maybe let the hands rest upon the shin. And as you slowly push that left knee forward, go there and focus on the breath. Let the chest come out towards that left knee. Go there and focus on your breath. Go there and relax, man. Keep focusing on the breath. But then, as you focus on the breath preparing to change, let's go ahead and release the hands. And as the right foot hits the mat, let the left foot rise. As that left heel sinks down by the right, what we're going to do now, bring the soles of the feet together. Let the knees drift on out. And as the hands come to the side, palms to the sky, just go there and relax, noticing all points of contact with the mat, with the earth. What as you do, focusing on the breath from here, what we're going to do now, take the hands up over the head. And as you come on up, let those veins come on forward. Take the hands out towards the feet. Then you'll have to dip down into that core to come on up. But now do this. Focus on the external rotation of the thighs. Focus on the external rotation of your calves. And when the hands out towards the foot, push the belly forward. Extend out to the crown of the head. And let that external rotation maybe take the knees down. Don't push them down. Let that rotation take them down. And as you go there and relax, with the spine long on the next exhale, allow the chest to come forward. Keep the spine straight. If those elbows get out toward the shins, use the elbows to maybe ease the chest forward. As you take that inhale from here on the next exhale, start at the tailbone. Begin to release one vertebra at a time. Let the spine be long. Let the chest keep easing forward. Let the forehead keep easing towards the mat. And with those elbows in front of the shins, keep easing the chest forward. Keep noticing how your body feels. Allow your body and mind to relax. And as you go to where your edge is today, maybe on your next inhale, as we begin to float up, go ahead and take the hands outside the knees, helps the knees back together. And as you take the feet forward from here, let's go ahead and let the hands come out of hips, press out to the heels. And as you let those spider fingers walk forward, push the belly forward, let the chest come forward. Maybe spread the toes. Keep the spine long. When you come here, on that next exhale, start at the tailbone. Let's release the spine. Let them little spider fingers keep creeping. Keep those feet flat across the bottom. Keep pressing out to the heels. Go to where your edge may be today. Go there and relax. Well, remember this. Some days we go farther. Some days maybe not so far. And man, that is okay. And you leave the hands out to the side, maybe hands, shins, maybe hook the big toes, maybe hook the sides of the foot. Come to where you're at in your practice today. As you begin to float up, walking them hands back, let the right knee come to the chest. Let the right heel come towards the pelvis. As the right foot floats over the left thigh, then we can either leave this left leg straight. Maybe let that left foot ease over by the right hip. Take the right hand behind the back. And you come onto the fingertips maybe. Left hand to the sky. As that left hand comes to the sky, wrapping around the right shin. Extend up to the crown of the head. Let those sitting bones come back to the earth. And as you do, when you let that crown of the head rise, when you exhale, maybe feel a little more over the right shoulder. Go there and relax. And check it out. Rock on. As you go here, just relax into that gentle rotation. Keep slowing down that exhale. But as you prepare to change nice and slow, let that right hand float up. And you let it drift back towards the front, nice and slow from here. Let the feet come forward. As the feet come forward, press out to the heels. And as you lean forward, let that left knee come back up with you. As you give that left shin a hug, left foot over the right thigh. You leave that right leg straight, or maybe bring the foot by the hip. You let that hand come behind the back. Extend up to the crown of the head. As that right hand rises, maybe wrapping around the shin. Maybe the elbow goes outside the knee. Go to where you're at in your practice today. Notice how that feels in your body. And every time you inhale, the crown of the head rising. And every time you exhale, just maybe feel a little more over that left shoulder. Let the spine be long. As you keep pressing out to the left heel, or if that foot's by the hip, keep the sitting bones grounded. But you watch that left hand float up. Let's allow it to drift to the front. And as both feet comes forward, now the palms into the mat. And as the arms begin to float up, turning the palms to the sky. Let's ease down towards the back. Move with your breath. As that back hits the mat, let's just see how big of an inhale we can take. And as you slow down that exhale, maybe the body begins to melt into the mat. But on the next inhale, let's allow both feet to rise. And as both feet rise up to the sky, on your next exhale, allow the knees to come towards the chest. And as you reach around and give your shins a nice gentle hug, maybe grab the opposite elbow with the opposite hand. Press on the arms with the knees. Maybe bring your tailbone to the mat. Tuck your chin to the chest. Maybe let the neck come towards the mat. And then as you gently sway from left to right, go there and relax. Notice how that feels. Notice all them subtle sensations. And you go there and relax. What we're going to do from here, let's take a nice deep inhale. And as we let both feet rise, let the hands rise up to the ceiling. As those hands rise up to the ceiling, belly button to the spine, chin to the chest. And as you flex and extend the wrist, let's flex and extend the ankles. Move nice and slow. And as you move nice and slow from here, let's begin to rotate the ankles. Let's begin to rotate the wrists. And then let's maybe rotate them back in the opposite direction. Notice how that feels in your body. But then let's begin to spread the fingers and the toes. Wiggle them fingers and toes around. And as you take a really deep breath, take that nice deep inhale, but on that exhale, like a feather falling from a nest in the top of a tree, let the heels start sinking towards the mat. Let those hands start drifting down to the side, palms to the ceiling. And as you're moving on down, when them heels hit the mat, let the feet roll out. When the hands come to the side, allow the palms to face the sky. And as you notice all points of contact with the mat, with the earth, if there's anything, man, that you'd like to do to make your practice complete, please do so now. Then in about 4.5 minutes, I'll be ringing the bell. And we can all just slowly release out of Shavasana. As you focus on the breath, maybe slowly begin to move your fingers. Slowly begin to move the toes. And as you do, beginning to move the ankles and the wrist, let's just maybe allow the heels to drift in towards the glutes. And those heels start to drift in. Maybe let those knees drift to the left as you look to the right. And then as you let those knees drift over to the right, maybe glance back to the left. Move with your breath. Notice how that feels. Just keep noticing all them subtle sensations, man. But then, the next time those knees come back to a neutral position, let's go ahead now. Let the knees come on up into the chest. Reach around, let's give those shins a nice gentle hug. And as you do, let's begin to work our way to our right side. And as me and Jim will cuddle up, focused on the breath. So go ahead and push that left hand into the mat. And as you begin to slowly float up, let the crown of your head rise. And as you do, those sitting bones grounding into the mat. Notice how your body feels, man. But as you notice how your body feels, spine straight. Let's just take that nice deep inhale. Maybe your hands come to the heart center. And my name is Breeze. And I truly thank each of y'all for allowing me to share this beautiful moment in time with you, man. And remember to always take this practice off the mat and out into your life. Namaste. Rock on, man.